this right up on the front of the show.
Oh.
And ask you this.
Okay.
But there's a rumor that there's this intimidating toothbrush that's been terrorizing people. And so,
listen, Linda.
Have you been ran out of your
honey,
home?
listen.
Have you been ran out of your home because of an electric toothbrush or something?
I really did think I was praying over my family. I was praying that we would not have a bomb go off in our home. Nobody knows what we're talking about.
No,
I don't even know.
Do you want me to tell you guys what happened?
I'm afraid to hear this.
I'm afraid.
So it was a Monday morning a week ago, and I sleep really hard on Sunday nights because Sunday's a really, really big day for ministry, for worship leading and stuff. And so, like, I was out, and I was awoken from a dead sleep by a terrible noise. And it sounded...
Sounds like a Christmas story.
That's what I was thinking.
And what was a clatter?
Listen, it sounded like someone was sawing through my wall, and there was water, like a waterfall. And I called Justin, I put it on speakerphone, and I said, babe, this is not good. Like, something really, really bad has happened. He's like, I'm just now pulling into the plant. And I'm like, it's really bad. And he goes, okay, I'm pulling away from the plant. and he came home, and for 25 minutes, that's how long it takes him. I prayed, and I called him again. I said, do I need to take the kids for safety? I got the dogs out of our room because I thought that my room was going to blow up and we were all going to die. I was really, really scared. And he came home, and he
what was it, Lindsay? What was it?
He opens the shower door, and he said, babe, looks like my toothbrush fell off the ledge and somehow got turned on. Turned the toothbrush off. And we were saved, my hero.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm a little bit shocked. So, can I speak on behalf of the audience?
Please.
Here's what everybody. Y'all feel free to chime in and tell everybody that you're agreeing with me here.
Yes.
So I learned a lot about you already. So here's the question.
Okay.
You know, there are on this planet, when something happens, there are a million possibilities.
Yes.
You went straight to the house is going to blow up.
I went straight to the Lord in prayer.
Well, that
for
was
my house.
After your house is going to blow up. I mean, why couldn't it have been that there is a mole who is bore into your house?
Listen, when I was like in
How about, when
I was in middle school, our water
It was
heater
an Al-Qaeda
exploded.
mole. It was
okay?
going to blow up, okay?
Our water heater exploded when I was in middle school.
Well,
in the bathroom right next to my...
Not only do I get a lot out of your sense of humor and just the way, just how kind and open you are, but also just the way you get into things is, for someone like me, it's great to be around because it's shown me a brand new way to be able to live. So I can't possibly say enough good things about you except that I love you.
Terry, you have made a huge impact in my life. I'm so grateful that God has brought you into my life. As much as you have poured out, I still feel like you are this pool of wisdom that we've yet only had sips of.
The big overarching takeaway for me that I appreciate is you're the real deal, right? You're the genuine article, and you live what you talk about. You don't just say you can do this, you can do that. You actually run and operate and live in that lifestyle business, not just talk about it as a theory.
I'll speak for me for a moment. In my life, oftentimes, I go in and I push that button, and I push it gingerly in the hopes that I can get one of the rings to go up and hit the hook. And whenever it's your turn to talk, you kind of say, Case, move over for a second and take that button and jam it and hit it 19 times to get every ring flying in the air. And that's kind of the feeling that I have whenever you talk. It's like, wait a minute, let's shake this up a little bit. Let's shake the snow globe and see what happens. Like right now, Terry, I am so inspired after listening to you for the last 25, 30 minutes to go back and do about 400 things, of which I might have done one prior to you talking, but you got me so jazzed up to go in there and accomplish something because, often we need people like that, with agitators, somebody to come in and agitate things and say, hey, look, you can do a lot more than you're doing. Look at me. And Terry, I've always liked looking at you, and I'm hopeful that I can be more like you going forward, so thank you for everything.
I'm still blown away by your story. it's incredible. And so it's just so inspiring. And so, I mean, I feel like you embody that. Like when I think about you, it's hard to separate you from that incredible story that you have. And so it's such a gift to us to get to just be in the presence of someone who has that story and who has come as far as you have. And with that, the second word was experience, because with that, you just bring so much experience. There's so much value in what you say. Amazing coach. So like just vast experience. I feel like you're able to speak into so many of our lives in so many different situations. And it's always like on point and helpful and thoughtful. And then the third was humble, because I feel like you do all of that with so much humility. Like you don't, I feel like you don't pat yourself on the back a lot, or, say, oh, I'm this great person. It's kind of hidden behind this, oh, I've just got a little comment here for you, filled with all of this value.
When I think of Terry Wilson, I think about the comeback kid. Your original story of how you built the piano business and how the market of 2007, 2008, that crash, and how you came back and you built something that is what it is today. And yet here you are.
Hey, Terry. Well, I think today has just demoed exactly the brilliance that you share. The humor, it's guaranteed that every time that Terry's got the mic, there's going to be laughter amongst the group. And I'll extend that into honoring your skills as an interviewer and as a podcast, because I had jumped on a few months ago because I hadn't listened to your podcast, and content can draw us in, but the people who lead the conversation and the skill behind that, I was pleasantly surprised and impressed, and I've kept you in my circle because of that. So I think the lens in which you see the world is so amazingly beautiful. I love that you're real. You talk sports, you talk music, you talk the things that come to our heartbeat of being a part of this country. And it draws people in, and I'm one of those individuals. And I also think you're genuinely gentle, sincere, and you're like, a cousin or an uncle that, I just want to hang out with more and more each time. So you light us up, and that's not something easy to do week in and week out, in just the waves of our own lengths and the commitments that we have in our circles. So I am grateful for all that you bring to us and all that you've shared with us, and definitely the laughter as well. So
what's up, Fire Nation? Another bonus episode coming your way. This one was a great chat. I had a lot of fun with Terry Wilson. Terry is a serial entrepreneur who offers entrepreneurs and solopreneurs the tools, training, and technology needed to earn and enjoy more. For the past 13 years, he's helped thousands of hungry individuals discover their thing, develop the skills to do it, and be given a strategy to deliver it to market and produce value. Terry has a weekly podcast that can be heard on iTunes, Stitcher, and at terrywilson3.com. He also wrote a book called You Are Worth More, which you can check out at youareworthmorebook.com. We have a lot of fun in this episode, Fire Nation. I truly hope you enjoy. It's hard. It is hard work to achieve uncommon success. But you know what else is hard, Terry? Being broke.
You better believe that.
Living paycheck to paycheck, not being able to support your loved ones, not being able to support yourself, not being able to get up in the morning and do something that you want to do, but doing something you have to do. That's hard too. So Terry, my call to action for everybody here is choose your hard. Like back in 2012, it was hard. I spent 32 years of my life doing hard work and making the wrong decision on choosing my hard. I was going down the wrong path. I wasn't having any success. But then I flipped it and I said, you know what? Building this business, Entrepreneurs on Fire, it's going to be hard work. But the alternative is hard too. So I choose the hard of building a life of freedom, of building a life of choice, of building a life of uncommon success. And that's my call to action to everybody hearing our voices today. Choose your heart.
Choose your heart. Boy, I love that. Because there's a high cost of low living. And sometimes we think that, we're just going to get out of this easy by taking the path of least resistance. And boy, sometimes the end of that path is just a tiger. I'm telling you, brother. I'm telling you.
Identify your big idea. Not be a weak, pale imitation of somebody else's big idea, which most people do. They're like, oh, look at what Terry's doing. He's so successful. Look what John's doing. I'll just copy them. And then you wonder why you fail, because you're a weak, pale imitation of those people, and you will never win as a result. You need to come up with your big idea, your zone of fire, and wake up every day on fire, living that life. That is the life that you deserve. Because what at the end of the day do we really want? Freedom. The ability to wake up and do what we want, where we want to do it, with whom we want to do it with. If you have those three things, what more is there in life? And you can give yourself that gift. Just take it.
Which is identifying, why are you here? You know, I like to say it this way. You're not a cosmic accident. You didn't show up on planet Earth because lightning struck a mud puddle billions of years later and you crawled out. You're a significant person with a significant reason for being here. There's a reason for you to be here. And once you identify that big idea, as John just said it, life becomes, oh my gosh, becomes unimaginable. Give us another. Go ahead.
Just on that point real quick. I mean, I think it's so key for people to understand this, like what Terry is just sharing. There is so much wisdom out there in this world, but there's also so much noise and it's chaotic. And sometimes it's so hard to really cut through all of this and to really get to the meat and potatoes, to really get down to what matters.
Does anyone know Terry's story, what Terry did?
I do.
So Terry sold musical instruments, sold pianos, right? And what was it? Was it 9/11 that created the problem?
Yeah.
9/11 creates a problem. Nobody wants to go. There's no money in town anymore. It's a brick and mortar store. Some woman comes up to him in church, some older woman, and she's like, I was thinking about your problem, and the Lord told me you should sell them on the computer. Sell your pianos on the computer. And Terry's like, that's a great idea. I got to get out of here because you're crazy. So, of course, he does it in that sweet way where he says, oh, bless your heart. And
Bless your heart.
He thinks about it. And then he's like, you know, he told me about the story about, you know, the guy, it's a flood and, you know, you should get out. No, the Lord's going to save me. And at the end, he goes to God and says, why didn't you save me? He's like, I did. You know, I tried. I sent you the news report. I sent you a helicopter. You know. So Terry takes that and he's like, God's telling me what to do here, right? So I should do. That was the message. I should sell these things online. His first thought when the woman tells him that is, how am I gonna, because she said her grandson sold CDs.
On eBay.
Yeah, Terry's like, how am I, you could just put them, I can't put a stamp on a piano. This is crazy.
Drop it in the mailbox.
Yeah, so the next day, right? The next day he starts sells them out in a week. So he doesn't think about, he doesn't latch on to his idea of I can't ship these things cheaply, right? He just goes past that. He goes, well, what's my first solution? My first solution is I got to sell these things. That's all he's thinking about. He sells out his whole inventory in a week. Then the problem comes to him. How do I get rid of these things? I've now sold them. How do I deliver them? So what would you guys have done?
Hire a U-Haul and drive them out there.
Yeah, that's what Terry did. Terry got a truck and just was like, well, I'm going to take my brother-in-law. We're going to go around the country. We're going everywhere. And he delivered pianos for 2 weeks. That's amazing. And then, you know, then he's like, oh, and the next thing is I talk to someone and as he goes and he talks to the manufacturer and he's like, so, you know, where are these things? You know, if I want to get them, how do I sell them? And he doesn't go into the conversation with the idea of, I'm going to figure out how to make this more efficient for myself. Or maybe he does to a degree, but he doesn't make that his outward appearance. He's not desperate. He's desperate, but he doesn't portray desperation. He portrays, as he's talking to the person, he's asking them questions about their business, and they give him the keys to the kingdom. They tell him the whole layout. They tell him exactly how to run his business. Now, in Watergate, did you ever hear, like in the first week after Watergate, Woodward and Bernstein spoke to a Spanish guy down in Mexico, and the joke was, he told us exactly what happened, but we don't speak Spanish, so we lost the story. It turns out that was true. They got the whole thing in the first week, but didn't understand it. Terry got the whole thing in the first week and put it together. He hears, you have warehouses all over the country, so why don't I sell them and then you guys will just deliver them locally? He gets that in an instant. He doesn't think about the problem. He doesn't think they're not going to do it, any of this stuff. when I hear about Terry selling them and he just gets in a truck, my first thought with that is, I know what.
Welcome to TerryWilson3.com.
Over one decade of helping others
discover, develop, and monetize your skills and talents at TerryWilson3.com.
This is the Terry Wilson. Really, I'm excited, Terry. I want to get started.
Here's your host, Terry Wilson.
It's not Terry Wilson, it's me. This is episode 469 with TW3. How would you like to go see your son's baseball game, go camping, fishing, hiking, or taking your boat out on the water for a few days to enjoy, to come back and have your calendar booked solid with appointments of potential buyers who need, want, and can afford what you offer? Do you think it's impossible? Well, think again. Our guest tonight has been with us for 8 years now and consistently earns $5,000 to $10,000 a week by using our tools, training, and technology to work when he wants, with who he wants, whenever he wants. We affectionately refer to him as greenbacks, the one and only Gary Greene. Welcome, Gary. But wait, there's more. Tonight, Terry is also interviewing a client of Gary's and the newest TW3Radio.com personality that has offered us such a great training last week, Miss Valeries Williams. That will be coming up in segment 3, so stay tuned for that.
Yeah, so it is BOGO night. We got the man, the legend, the way of life, Greenbacks. What is going on, Greenbacks?
Oh, man, nothing much. Just living the dream, man. Just, doing good stuff, man, always.
Well, I'm glad we were able to get you off the phone and away from the bank for just a moment, making all that money so you can come in and share some of your wisdom.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to drop some nuggets today, definitely to get everybody, that they can use something they can take with them and help them in their business. Oh, yeah, for sure, definitely.
That is awesome. And then after Gary does his training in segment 2, guys, like Reagan was saying, one of Gary's clients that he brought on, I guess it was, when did Valerie come on? It was last fall, wasn't it? Sometime?
Yeah, she's been on about a year now, I think, something right around.
Yeah, one of your clients. And she has just been coming to the mastermind meetings and just been such a great part. And we brought her up to be one of the radio personalities at TW3Radio.com. She's got such a great story and a great way of presenting. And this is what we do at TW3. This is what Gary does. It's not about us. It's about other people. How can we serve other people? How can we make them successful? And this is just an illustration of someone else. And so you got to see her training last week, but I didn't get to interview her because we was having some technical issues and connecting before the show. And so I wanted to give her time as an interview. So after Gary's training tonight, she's going to come on with just a minute talking to me so that you can get to understand who she is and what she does a little better.
Oh, definitely. She is a wonderful person, Terry. She follows through with everything that you tell her to do, and she takes it to the next level. It's just a joy to see her in operation. So I've been seeing it firsthand. But great character, definitely.
Yeah, you got a great one there.
Tickets to the You Are Worth More conference, which will be in Greenville, South Carolina on September 7th through the 9th, are on sale now, but they are going fast. If you want to see your income and your enjoyment go to higher levels, then join us. You won't regret it. Go to TerryWilson3.com and get your tickets while we still have them.
Tonight's episode is episode 469. If you enjoy it, then do us a favor and click the like button and go share it to your social media channels with the hashtag TW3Podcast469. Now, if you really like it, then go to iTunes and subscribe, like it, and leave us a review. That helps us out a lot.
Absolutely. So, guys, it's going to be a great night tonight. We've got Gary's training coming up in just a moment. We got an interview with Valerie, and then we're going to come back, and Gary and I is going to talk, and we're going to answer some of your questions because we've got several email questions that came in, and so we want to get those as well. Plus, if you're on with us tonight live, of course, you can put your questions in the chat, and Gary's got his computer in front of him. I've got mine as we're doing this podcast, and we got several other elite members out there. We'd be more than happy to try to respond via chat as well and take your questions in segment 4. So it's going to be a great show tonight. A lot of stuff coming up in just a few moments right after this.
Hi, Bob Christie here. Those who know me call me Coach C. I have a new show on the TW3 Radio Network. It's It's called Coach C's Inside Pitch, and we're live every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock on TW3radio.com. I've been in baseball more than 60 years. 6 decades is a long time. I learned a lot about baseball, but I learned a whole lot more about life and what it takes to be successful. I was a player, I was an umpire for more than 35 years, and then I became a coach. And I coached for a long time. My final 2 years were as a college coach up in Pennsylvania. I never really saw myself as a baseball coach. I saw myself as a teacher. My job was to take young boys and make them young men, take young adults, and get them ready to face life after school. Baseball was simply the tool that I used to make this happen. My guests and I are going to talk about what we learned on the sports field and how it translates into life in general. I think you'll enjoy that. It's going to be a lot of fun. So please join me every Tuesday night, 7 o'clock Eastern, at TW3radio.com. We'll see you there.
Hey everybody, Miss Bellingby here. I thought I'd pop in real quick from the beautiful Alamo City to let you know about my new show, Look Up with Lori Brown. I'd be honored and grateful if you'll join me on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. There's a saying, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. And I'll be talking and interviewing people about how to walk through that. If you'd like to connect or you have questions, you can reach me at LoriBrown7.com. My show will be streaming on TW3radio.com and the TW3 Radio app, and I can't wait to see you there. So when you feel like you're standing in stony ground, it's time to look up with Lori Brown. See you soon.
And now back to our show with Terry Wilson.
We're back. We've got a very special training with the man Gary Greene, so let's get into it.
Hey, Terry, thank you for that intro. You're always too kind, too kind. Hey, folks, it's Gary Greene today, and I want to be talking about the benefits of using an auto scheduler system, having unlimited leads and appointments waiting to talk to you every day. A lot of people know that I've been using a calendar booking system for years and years and years. And truthfully, it's how I'm able to create such a big book of business. Also, at the end of this training, I'm going to give you out my formula on how to do big business with the auto scheduler, for any industry, real estate, travel, education, etc. So you definitely don't want to miss that. So let's get right into it. Okay, so fast and easy setup. When you set up an auto calendar system, it is pretty simple in setting it up. You don't need to come from a background, from an IT background where you're writing computer code or anything like that. If you just know your way around a computer, just some basic minimal skills, you're going to be fine in getting it set up in the very beginning. Once the calendar is set up, then it's ready to go. So there's no more setup along the process. You're just managing the calendar system and the appointments coming in, and then getting that set up for your product, good, or service that you're promoting, there essentially. Cost effective. A lot of calendars are free, doesn't cost anything at all. There are some calendars out there that cost, $10, $20, $30 per month. So very inexpensive, if not no cost at all. So just very, very cost effective for the type of product that it is, in supporting your business. Flexible and customizable. A calendar auto scheduler can be customized to meet any kind of need that you may have. Reports, invites, reminders, which are all customized to reflect the type of business that you have, and scheduler, that you need for your clients that come into your business. So that helps out. So you're able to set that schedule up. It's going to best benefit you with what you're doing with your time, working and so forth.
It's also great for short notice, so your scheduler can be turned on immediately. It works 24 hours per day. Nights, weekends, no problem. I mean, it doesn't take off, during the week, holidays or anything like that. So your calendar can be working for you 24/7, literally. So you're able to adjust your scheduler, depending on the times that you're working to as well. Okay. Here you can schedule a large number of applicants or prospects. When you're scheduling warm and hot leads for a business, it can be a logistical nightmare. An auto scheduler booking system makes it simple by streamlining the process, implementing a self-scheduling system that takes the scheduling burden off of you. So here you're able to, work smarter, not harder with your booked appointments, just by, able to, scale it up so big. And here you spend more time on qualified leads and less time on scheduling by using a booking calendar system. You will spend more time talking with, highly qualified candidates and less time consuming the scheduling process. That can take a lot of time when you call people back and you're trying to catch up with them, give them a call, you leave a voicemail, you're trying to book an appointment, you're texting them, you're calling them. When you have an auto scheduler system, that part, for a lot of it, the majority of it becomes automated, therefore freeing up a lot of your time by, doing what's important and talking to, warm, hot leads for your business. Here we have lead re-engagement. This is very useful for re-engaging with applicants or prospects that have shown an interest in your product, good, or service before, and they're likely to they're interested still, but they may, enroll, or they may buy your product, good, or service, or need it at a later date, 5 days later, 10 days later. So you want to have a follow-up sequence built into your auto scheduler. Some schedulers have that built in, some don't. So you want to, be on the lookout for that. This is a very, very important feature that's used in my business. So it's something that I would highly, highly recommend. Proven successful. Connect your sales funnel to your scheduler. When you connect a sales funnel for your product, good, or service, a sales funnel is when you have some videos that are already preset, promoting your product, good, or service. And then once your prospects watch these videos, then they can go to a calendar booking system and automatically get onto your calendar. And therefore, that's a warm, hot lead for your product, good, or service. So a lot of people that use a calendar service, they connect a sales funnel to it. It's a way to really, move yourself ahead in a big way, by using the sales funnel. There's a variety of different ways that it can be set up. We offer the training here, to be able to do it the right way, depending on what you're selling. So if you want to reach out to me, I can give you more information about, whatever industry, that you're interested in connecting it to, there. Okay. And auto scheduler can be used for just about any business. Here's some examples: insurance, real estate, sales, consulting, coaching, mortgage reps, life coaching. I have a ton of realtors and people that are in insurance that really need to have warm, hot leads booked on a calendar system, waiting to talk to them in line. Think about that. When you can have, warm, hot leads waiting to talk to you on a daily basis about your product, good, or service, that's a very powerful position to be in. And, if you don't have, a constant, consistent flow of leads coming in for your product, good, or service, then you're just getting by. So an auto scheduler, it can be used for anything. We also, pastors, HVAC, solar. I mean, just about any product, good, or service, this formula and this, tool can be used for that specific business. Okay, and this last one here, this is the formula for doing big business with an auto scheduler. These are just some tips that I put together. There's a lot more to it than this, but these are just some ones that you can definitely take and implement, pretty quick. Everything is based on activity. You need to have your calendar booked up. Hey, if you don't have activity in your calendar booked up, hey, you're not doing business. Activity yields results, definitely. You want to book a call every 30 minutes. Now, there's different products, goods, and services, so it could be 15 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, whatever you want to adjust on there is fine. You want to be working at least 8 hours per day, maybe 10, maybe 12, maybe 15. Okay, but definitely at least 8 hours per day, 6 days per week. Okay, you want to take off a day, recharge the batteries, go to church, hit the reset button. You got to take a day off, take care of yourself and so forth. But you want to be working 6 days a week. Hey, it's mathematically impossible for you not to win at the highest level if your calendar is packed day after day, month after month, year after year. Okay. These are the tools that are necessary to do that. I had a client just recently say, hey, Gary, I want to be at the top of my game. I want to make the most sales. I want to have the most success. I want to be at the top 5% of my business. I go, okay, great. That's a wonderful, wonderful goals that you have there. But what does your calendar look like? How many appointments does your calendar have, right now, today? Well, what does my calendar have to do with anything? Well, your calendar has to do with everything. Okay, so if you don't have booked consistent appointments waiting to talk to you every single day, essentially, you're not doing big business and you're not taking your business seriously. Okay, so you look at somebody that works 3 hours a week, and you look at another person that's working 70 hours a week, or maybe 50 or 70. Who do you think is going to be more successful? It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. Hey, if you have your calendar booked and it's packed, something tells me 2021, 2022 is going to be a big, big year for you. I want to thank Terry for letting me do this little training here today. If anybody has any questions or wants further information about what I've covered today, feel free to contact me. My information is on the screen here. Okay? Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Reagan. And wasn't that an incredible training by Greenbacks himself, talking about how to keep that calendar booked? And that is the name of the game. And if you thought that was great, you're in for a treat. It is a BOGO night, buy one, get one, because we have got the scout herself, always prepared. And if you only knew how prepared this beautiful woman is, you would understand what I'm talking about. I've got Valerie Williams in the house, in the studio with us tonight. Valerie, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me, Terry. As always, so glad to be here. Always fired up to be here with the TW3 family. Let's get it.
Bringing the heat. I'm telling you. Well, first of all, you did such an incredible, incredible job last week on episode 468. And if people didn't hear that, they need to go back talking about from the beginning. What a great training. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you. Thank you. I had fun doing it. I always enjoy doing content. Always enjoy doing content.
Well, you brought the heat, and I love the principles of what you were able to extrapolate from the story of the beginning, the creation of man, and what we're here for and why we're here for, and all of that, because that really does inform our daily activity. So it was great. You were like preaching the choir over here. I was like, yeah, get him again. I wanted to get up on a B3 and just, back you up a little bit,
Shut up.
Go old school with you a little bit,
You shut up. Come on.
So I want to get into this. So let's introduce the audience to Valerie Williams. Give me a little bit of background about yourself. What business background, personal background, anything you want to share with the folks tonight on the show to let them know a little bit about who you are.
Sure, absolutely. I come from the healthcare world, been in it for over 20 plus years. I've done everything in healthcare, from the billing and the enrollment side of the house to the IT side, health information management, and to the clinical side. So I've dabbled in the orthopedics, the behavioral health, obstetrics, which is where I currently am. So every time I try to leave the healthcare field, it's always like I'm pulled back. So I'm just like, okay. But the business side of it is that really healing aspect, the healing and the deliverance aspect. I have a degree in business, so that's at the root and the fiber of my being is business. Love it. So just kind of marrying the two, the healthcare piece with the business piece. And so that's why the TW3 platform was just perfect for me, because that's a perfect marriage and a segue to really bring healing and deliverance to the business, our businesses, and what we do and how we're doing it and how we keep ourselves healthy while we're running our businesses. You know, even if you're an online marketer, entrepreneur, or looking to get started in business, just that marriage of the two with keeping ourselves healthy and keeping our businesses healthy.
I love that. And I love your health background sort of informs your heartbeat to me, what I'm hearing, which is you're coming in as a healer. You're coming in as someone, I want to make you whole. And how are some ways that you can make business professionals, entrepreneurs, people that, hey, I've tried this, Valerie, I've tried the pills, thrills, lotions, and potions. I've tried this, and I've just given up because I've tried everything, and it just seems like, if you don't have enough friends, family, and foes, as I like to say, then you're out of business. So how are you able to bring healing and wholeness to that person?
Well, I've got, I have my faith, and that is my rock. That is my foundation. It's the core of who I am. Without Christ, I can absolutely do nothing, but through him, I can do all things. And that really is my bedrock, the fiber of my being, why I exist today. And so I bring a lot of that and intermingle that into a lot of what I do. So even with my radio station and all that I do, you'll hear that, not beating you over the head, but you'll hear that come out a lot with my teachings, my radio station, and just in casual conversation. So I really bring it back to your faith, what you're believing. Now, if you're not a believer in Christ, then we really need to look at, okay, well, what are you believing? Because we all believe in something. Who is your source?
Yeah.
And so we really got to tap into what is our source? What is that source saying? And are we believing truths? Are we believing lies? And when we believe in lies, we kind of get into what I call covenants of death, because they actually bring death to us because they are not truths. So that's kind of the angle I really deal with, and kind of come in there and bring that healing, that deliverance, that exposure. You'll hear a lot of the mindset in there as well, because it all starts in our mind as well. So that's what I bring to the table.
Yeah, I love that. Well, it's been my experience, and I'm sure it has been yours, that why you have to start with someone's belief system about who they are, about how the world works, how this whole thing that we're living in works, why you have to address that first at some level, is because our beliefs informs our behavior.
Right.
And we're living in the fruits of our behavior.
Absolutely. And it's like you're peeling back the onion. And, I even on my online store with my business, I have a little series out there called The Mirror into Entrepreneurship. And it really is for folks who are transitioning from that 9-to-5 into entrepreneurship, but also for the seasoned business owner entrepreneur to kind of reevaluate and see where they are with their walk in business. But, when you're dealing with business, we have our challenges, but it kind of pulls things out of you, good and bad, that you really have to look at, like you're looking in a mirror, and begin to kind of reassess and just kind of compartmentalize and address what things need to be reworked, addressed, and so forth. So that is a great part of the walk as well.
I love it. Yeah, that's some good stuff. Getting them to isolate down, drill down, and find out which room in the soul here is this living in, that you can go in and say, well, here's the key to let that thing out and get some freedom in that space. Love it. Good stuff. Well, tell me a little bit about different business opportunities and products and services that you've sold before, and maybe some of the distinctions between that and what you're doing now, just to give people a contrast of what you're able to offer them now versus maybe what has been offered traditionally before in the past.
Well, I've done a lot of things as far as selling. I mean, even back in the college days, I remember selling educational products, educational products, whether it was getting involved in a business school and just trying to recruit and get people to really change their life and just glean from wisdom and investing in themselves by gaining wisdom, getting education, challenging themselves and not being satisfied with the status quo and where you are. And again, believing the voice, whatever voice it is, whether it's your internal voice, the voices in your environment, just really focusing on, okay, what's the voice? Your voice needs to be louder than anybody else's voice around you, except for the one, again, if you're in faith, your voice needs to be second to the one if you're in faith, but really tapping into that. So I have a recruiting background as well, going all the way back into college days and the education portion. I've also done some selling I used to work for a publishing company back in the day.
Wow.
And I sell a lot of legal publications and selling books and so forth, dealing in the business arena as well. So I've got a lot of recruiting, educational pieces and trying to draw people in. And then I've got, I come from a ministry background as well. So again, I get to marriage the two between life and business and that whole healing and deliverance piece as well. So I bring that as well to the table.
Nice. And I'm on the phone tonight with Valerie Williams of Dimensional Talent Streams. You can hear her every Thursday night, 6 p.m. on TW3radio.com. And she brought the training last week on episode 468 of talking about from the beginning and understanding how the world was created and you were created and why you were created so that you can have a better success in life. And Valerie, don't you find actually in the backdrop of everything that the world has gone through in the last year and a half, we've sort of been psychologically punched in the gut, if you will, a bit. Tell me a little bit about how your faith and your belief in the better and your belief in a better day tomorrow and having this hope, this eternal hope, how has it informed your ability to communicate with people as you're talking to them in business and giving them, some strategies moving forward? Can you share a little bit about that?
Absolutely. It's interesting that you brought that because on some of my social media platforms, I've really been focusing in on, okay, we're now coming out of COVID. States are being more and more open. The masks have dropped, but how has it left us? As opposed to when we went into it, reevaluating the past year. And I've spoken, even just personally with me and used myself as an example that despite it all, looking for the positive, being able to overturn the negativity, overturn what you feel may be unsure and overturning it into a positive. Like, you own your space. You own your environment. You're in the control of your land. Now, you can impact that more in a negative way or a positive way, but you have the decision to decide, okay, can I make this go even worse or can I turn this, overturn it and make it into a positive situation? So I have used it and even talked on some of my platforms, how to take that negative and really tap it into you to see what can you change about yourself? What can you address that you can change? Because there's clues in there, there's mysteries in there. And if we can look at what may seem like a negativity and just look at it in a different way and change our perspective and say, okay, there's spoils.
Yes.
Okay, so how can I get the spoils? What is this really all about? And scale back and not make it about, okay, oh, this is so terrible. And yes, it is. We've lost a lot of lives. But at the same time, it's like, okay, what's really going on in here? There's spoils in this.
Yes.
How can I take them and grab them for me? And so that is what I've kind of been coming with and able to overturn. And it has been the best year for me. It has been one of the best years for me.
Awesome. I love hearing that. And I just feel like I need to say this, we as a society are on our way trying to get back to some semblance of normalcy, some semblance of not wearing masks and this and that and the other. And as I'm listening to Valerie at Dimensional Talent Streams over at TW3radio.com, heard on Thursdays at 6 p.m., as I'm listening to her, what I'm hearing is, there was another guy on a road called Damascus, and he got hit by lightning. An epiphany came, knocked him off his horse, and it changed his whole life. And I just feel like, Valerie, that's who you are. That's what you're that epiphany. You're that Kairos moment for a lot of people, that they're going to be on a road to Damascus, and you're going to be able to change their entire identity. You're going to be able to change their entire way of thinking. They once were a zealot toward this, and now all of a sudden their name is changed. And of course, I'm bringing up Saul to Paul on the road to Damascus and his epiphany, meeting Christ there. It knocked him off his horse. And it just, as soon as you said it, we're on this road and we've been on this map, I said, the road to Damascus, demask us, get this mask off.
Exactly. So true. I mean, and one of the things is the TW3 platform for my business. I mean, that came, that opportunity came, around September of last year. And I want to add that you have to position yourself and know when opportunity is knocking at your door. So even though we had the COVID, how can we make that an opportunity to say, a positive opportunity to say, okay, what can I grab? What's in this that I can grab and further my growth, further my positivity for me personally, because you affect your community, your family, everybody who's in contact with you. So what is that opportunity? Not only the source, but the opportunity that I can grab to change and further grow and excel. Because I mean, the TW3 platform came to me, it totally revamped everything, but I had been doing some things prior. So when the opportunity presented itself, I was like, okay, no, you don't have to sell me. Okay, just break this down for me and let me know, where do I need to sign up?
Yeah.
And that's where we have to really, it's like, what are you doing? How are you looking at these life-changing events? How are you able to perceive them, interpret them, and how can you use it not only intermediate, but long-term, so that you're always gaining something.
Love it. I love it. And I love the context you're putting. Challenges, problems, challenges, setbacks, frustrations, societal upheavals, all this stuff is nothing more than a field ripe of opportunity for the problem solver. And the problem solver is the one who gets paid. That's, if you want to know who always gets paid the most, the one who can bring a solution to a problem. And if you're equipped with tools, training, technology that solves people's problems, then you look for problems. You don't run from it. Hey, we got another opportunity to bring value to another market, another place. So that's just awesome.
Right. I mean, I won't even talk about the economy and what's changing on that, because I'm getting ready to do a teaching on, what the opportunity that is here as we speak, that is a part of the wealth transfer. I've touched on it here and there with my videos and with the podcast, but I'm getting ready to amp up and talk about, the currencies, our economy, and how opportunity is in that. And then I'm going to tag team with one of our other elite members, and we're going to do a tag team on that. So that's up.
Well, you're going to be able to listen to Valerie Williams every Thursday night, 6 p.m. on tw3radio.com over at Dimensional Talents. And Valerie, I assume you're setting up them to be able to hit that link and be able to see the recordings later on if they miss the live show.
Absolutely. You can find me anywhere on social media, YouTube. All of our videos will be there.
That is awesome. Well, Valerie, thank you so much for being on with us tonight. And thank you for being part of the TW3 network and radio programs.
Thanks for having me, Terry. It's always a blast. Always good to be here with the TW3 family.
All right, boys, take it away.
You're listening to TerryWilson3.com.
Inspiring, informative, and entertaining content for the entrepreneur and small business owner.
And now back to our show with Terry Wilson.
He keeps saying you're with us, but you just keep pointing to us. I don't know why you're doing that. We're back. It's time for the questions. So the first question we got: I'm in the fitness coaching business. Is this something I can use for my business? And if so, how?
Oh man, Gary, we got tons of people that's in health and fitness. I know you've got Ed out there in California. He's in fitness and all that, and real estate. So how would you advise a person that's in that space to use our tools, what are some pointers you can give them?
Well, we just have a whole variety of different tools and products and training that's wrapped around business and marketing specifically, right? So, if they need help with leads and the training that I covered, it covers, some of that, how to create the lead and then do the marketing for that lead and then do the follow-up sequence for that lead. There's a lot of technology that's around, especially this last year and the last 5 years that's used in business and marketing. And we're up to speed on that here. And we teach people how to use that, incorporate that into their business, whatever that, business may be. But yeah, I have, tons of people that are in real estate, the fitness industry, the wellness industry. I mean, it's a big niche that people are in, too, as well. But once they go through some basic training, we're going to be able to help them with their business on where their pains are and what they're going to be able to, greatly benefit themselves, just by being a part of our program and in our system, in our business here, basically.
Absolutely. And with all of that technology, the thing is, and what Gary's talking about, I love that. There's a tons of different tools that we have. The magic in what we're able to offer and what Gary's able to offer and what our platform is able to offer is how do you use these tools in a sequential way to generate those leads and qualify those leads so that you can do what Gary was training on in segment 2, which is you come back from fishing, you're off the boat, you're out doing scouts with your son, you're watching his baseball game, you're doing this, and then you come back and you sit down at your desk and you've got a calendar full of qualified leads. Well, what he trained on tonight can be applied to any industry, any niche. It really doesn't matter. At the end of the day, there's one common thing, and we say it over and over here at TW3. If you don't have leads, you don't have a business. You got a hobby. Leads is the lifeblood of a successful business. Gary's wildly successful because, Gary, on average, how many leads do you generate a week?
It varies, but hey, I like to be very busy in my business, and I like to have an unlimited amount of highly qualified people waiting to talk to me. So it's probably 1,000 to 2,000 leads per week, I would say, on average, right around there.
And when you're generating that quantity of leads, it allows you to be very picky on the quality.
Selective, right? I tell people, I can actually pick and choose who I want to do business with.
Yeah.
Okay. Which comes from a really, that's, you don't hear about that often.
No.
Hey, anybody say, I'll take the business any way I can get it. Well, sometimes you might not want that business.
Sometimes you can't afford some business.
So now the great majority, yeah, but there are a percentage you might say, hey, you might let it down gently. You might not want to work with it, but that's a very strong position to be in, to be able to even think about doing something like that.
Definitely. Absolutely. Good stuff. What else you got, Reagan?
Next question is, I'm retiring next year and would like to do something on my own. How quickly do you think it would take me to get up to speed and earning a decent income with this business?
Yeah, that varies according to the person. Some people, they'll take off like a rocket ship in days. Other people, it takes months. The thing I love about Gary, he's got a fast track program he puts his clients through that gets them up as fast as possible and tries to strip away some of the technical drag that some people feel. So explain how you walk people through that process, Gary, and help them to realize success as quickly as possible.
Yeah, I have a fast track program that I offer on a limited basis where somebody's looking to start quickly, make money quickly. I have like a 2-3 day training that would do that. And basically they're getting my, formula, if you will, how to get to the first sale, the first enrollment within the fewest amount of phone calls, the shortest pathway possible. It take approximately 2-3 days to go through the training. The training could be done over 5 days or 10 days. It's still at somebody's own pace, individual pace based on their schedule, there. But once that initial training's done, then they're in a position where they can start talking to live leads. And then at that point, we customize a plan depending on what one is looking to do. So in other words, somebody has 15 hours a week, we show them how many leads to talk to and engage with to generate X amount of income. There's no hidden secret. We reverse engineer what we're looking to do, what results we want to obtain. So somebody's looking to make $750 a week. We show them how many leads to talk to per day, per week, make $750 a week. Somebody's looking to make $1,500 a week, same thing there. $3,000 a week, $5,000 a week. Anything higher than that, you're going to need to be at the very top level within our platform to be hitting those kind of numbers, there. But we map out a plan. It is, like you said, Terry, it is based on what one individual's skills are, but we can take somebody that's a novice, okay, that can, send emails back and forth, and we can teach that person and help them and train them. And then we can take somebody that's kind of, they've been around computers, and they're kind of intermediate. And then we can also take that advanced marketer, okay, that they just don't have a product, good, or service they can latch onto to be able to utilize their skills there. So we're going to help whatever that person's background is, there. But hey, I tell people this is not the get rich quick, okay? There's work involved here, and I'm not talking about a 4-year college degree, $100,000 education here, okay? There's some minimal training that you go through to get started, but you can get yourself making money in pretty close short order, there. Okay.
Absolutely. It's definitely not a get rich quick. It's not a magic pill, thrill, lotion, or potion. You just rub over your checkbook and you wake up tomorrow and you're rich. But it's not a 6-year Harvard degree either. You can make some real money. And I don't want to talk out of school or brag or anything, but along with several other people, I'm a college dropout, guys. I went 2 weeks. Community college. Dropped out after 2 weeks of taking badminton and public speaking, and I do okay for myself. There's a lot of people with a 6-year, 8-year degree from major prestigious universities that would love to have what we're able to realize.
Yeah, hey, if you have somebody that has drive, the glass is half full, they're not quitting right on themselves, they're moving forward, they want to better themselves. I say these type of people are the ones that I really see really take off.
It's about attitude, not about aptitude. It really is.
Yeah, and that doesn't matter if it's this or something else. Hey, attitude is. It's 95%. It's going to win the game at the end of the day. So yeah,
that's right. I love it. Go ahead, Reagan.
Third question here. I'm not real tech savvy, but I love to talk to people, and I've always done well in sales. Is this something I could do?
Oh, man. If you love to talk and you're good in sales, then you are going to rock this business out. Because yes, it's online marketing. Yes, it's digital products, but we have a strategy in a way, and Gary's really strong in this. We call it our call center sales model, but it's basically where we can use some of these tools and some of these strategies, and we basically turn your phone into your own inbound home-based call center where you're just sitting there and what's the cliche that we always say there, Gary?
Take calls, read a script, make money. Take calls, read a script, make real simple, real straightforward.
It don't have to be any more complicated than that. Now, there's a lot of hustle in that, and as you get into that, maybe you want to start automating some of that process. But with automation and all that does come more technical sophistication, but you don't have to. As we say, you do you.
Yeah.
If you like to talk and you're great at sales and you can build rapport and trust with people and have a strong ability to persuade, because I don't care who the person is, everybody wants to be sold. Most people don't want to admit that, but we all want to be sold. And so I don't care how technical we become as a society. At the end of the day, a salesman is always going to have a job if they want one, because that screen, those words, they don't come to life until it comes out of the mouth and the expression of a salesperson.
Also in sales, hey, there's tons of people that have a ton of sales experience, but also what we do here is we help people. Okay, so you're selling and you're also helping people at the same time. So that's just a win-win opportunity, there.
Oh, I love it. Absolutely. And that gets into, I think there's another question, so I don't want to step on that question, but Gary's right. I love the position when you are a credentialed, certified TW3 trainer at any level, especially at that elite level, you're put in a position where you literally can get paid very well just to help people. Just to be a help and a resource.
Which that streamlines into our fourth question. How can I make money without selling anything in your business?
Gary, go ahead and take that.
Yeah, so we have a variety of different ways that that's done. We have unlimited passive income streams, and also the big residual income stream component at the elite level. So there's a couple of different things there. The passive income streams, that's where you can transfer a lead and you're making money without selling something, transferring that lead. We have a variety of different campaigns that are in place, over 1,000 different campaigns, like an insurance quote. They're on the phone 30, 60, 90 seconds. That triggers you getting paid without them buying anything at all. We have offers like AT&T, Verizon, Nike, national, international products where you're just getting paid by putting that zip code. They put in the zip code, you get paid. They put in their email address, you get paid. So the concept is, like we're talking about, is you're making money without selling something, just engaging with that lead. And we have a referral marketing partner campaign for every industry you could possibly think of, okay? Once you learn that and we teach you that, then if you want to sell that product, good, or service, then you get paid 5, 10 times as much money. So there's training involved with every product that we talk about, that we speak about, that we show, we promote, we discuss in our product line. There's training involved with every single thing that we do here. So our business works the way we show you works. So that's why it's just mandatory. It's very important that you follow that training, with whatever that you're looking to do there. So, but that's a big part of it there, just transferring lead. A lot of people are very interested in that part there. They can work smart, not hard, basically there. And then we have the second part would be the residual income component, where Terry gives you $50 of the monthly $97 admin fee on all your business. Okay. So you have 100 accounts, 100 people that have enrolled with you. That's $5,000 a month. That's $60,000 a year. Okay. So that's where you come from, a place where you want to help somebody and you have a residual income component. So I think they asked about the passive, but we have passive and residual. So those are, two, I would say, hey, you want to have many income streams. Here we show you how not to be dependent on one income stream. We show you how to have many different income streams from different directions. So if one income stream disappears or goes away, it doesn't affect you as much. So, but yeah, that'd be the answer.
That's right. That's right. And boy, if 2020 didn't teach us anything, is that residual and passive component to our business is strong and much appreciated. I can't tell you how many of our members said, thank God I found TW3 before 2020. And as a matter of fact, they were put in a position to grow during a time where a lot of people were shutting down and scratching their head, oh, what are we going to do? And our members were put in a position to do even better because of...
Yeah, we made adjustments too.
Sure.
Some minor ones, but hey, we adjusted with the times, but we were already online. I mean, business exploded. We had a couple of months, maybe a little bit of a downturn, but other than that, everything is still on track just from the beginning. You've been going strong 12 years, going on 13 years. So, the business is continuously improving and just getting better and better and better. So, yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, just to add on to that, in 2020, what everybody was looking for it seemed like jobs because there's a lot of layoffs. That was one of our offers in the RMP. So without selling anything, you could refer someone to a job.
Yeah.
Help that person and make, $5 to $10 off of every person you're
$50 on some cases, but yeah, you're right, at least $5 to $10. And a lot of times in those conversations you were having, they were at a point in their life, I'd like to get into something I own myself and can take control of her. And then you have conversations about entrepreneurialism, which is where we can talk to them about what we can do at TW3. So it was a win-win. Hey, you need a job? There you go. And I get paid. Hey, you need a job, but you also would like to have control over your career and start, let's talk here. And then you're helping. But like Gary said, through that whole process, I'm just helping people.
Yeah.
I'm getting paid well just to help.
Yep.
Yeah. At the end of the day, we want to help that person, whatever that looks like.
Exactly.
Okay. So it may be an hourly or salary position. It may be, with one of our packages that we have within our system here is too as well. So whatever that match is, we're going to recommend that because we don't want somebody making the wrong decision.
Absolutely.
Okay? We want somebody making the right decision. We want to do business with the right people. It has to be a two-way street. It has to be a match on their side as well as our side. Okay?
That's exactly right.
So in other words, we don't want somebody, making the wrong decision and then they're stressed out We don't want that. We want somebody under least stress when they start with us. Okay, so that way they come from a real good mindset place where they can obtain our training in the very beginning. And also they're talking to prospects, Terry, and they got to come from a good place when that's taking place, right out the jump, there.
That's great. That's great. Absolutely.
Cool. Last question here. How many leads on average can I generate with your system in the insurance market?
Oh, as many as you want. I mean, we're not going to cap you. I mean, so,
we stop you at 2.
Yeah, we stop you at 2 because we want to be able to. No, I mean, honestly, that was the industry that this whole business platform was sort of birthed out of, because I was in the insurance business after the music business, and I needed a way to generate leads. So with our bulk texter, bulk dialer, our data list that is filtered and scrubbed, opted in data that you have literally thousands upon thousands of people. You get as many as you want, and you're not put in a position to ever have to go out to All Web Leads or one of these other lead source providers that they always peddle to insurance guys and buy an insurance lead for anywhere from $5 to $50 that's been sold to 20 other agents. And by the time you get there, they're ticked off. They don't want to talk to you.
Right. Oh yeah, definitely. I have a ton of people that are in insurance or real estate, but yeah, you have the insurance background. But yeah, we're going to show them how to get unlimited leads. You're not going to cap them. We're not going to hold them back. We're not going to hold things hidden. They can build themselves up as big as they want, with how many leads that they want with their business. So it's the same formula that we teach in the beginning. We reverse engineer what somebody's looking to do with their leads, with their business, with their time. So we're going to organize that where they can really get more clarity, there with their business. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Well, guys, I tell you, this show feels like it has just flown by.
Mm-hmm. Felt productive.
Time flies when you're having fun.
I tell you, when you got good, smart people like Gary on here, it just like it doesn't take any time.
I don't know if the audience has picked up on it, but we're bringing more guests. We learned that our guests are smarter than we are, and they can just kind of take.
Yeah, I just hope the guests don't figure that out. Otherwise, they're gonna figure out they don't need us anymore.
Yeah, don't tell them.
Gary, as always, you're a rock star. He just closed an Elite, a Plus, an SRT. He just constantly. One of the things I appreciate about Gary is he just gets out there and does, and lets his work speak for him. He don't have to go out.
What's the baseball terminology when you get a single, double, and a triple? You're just waiting for the home run or something like that. That's what he's on right now.
He just gets up to bat and does his thing, and he don't need all the swagger and all the other stuff. So I love it. So
you just got to catch the ball out front, man. That's all, man. So,
that's right. Well, you're always making contact. I don't think I've ever seen you out on the front of your heels, man. You can hit the curve, you can hit the fastball. And so we appreciate it so much, Gary.
Oh yeah, thank you very much. Definitely, yeah. So Saturday I sold an Elite, that's $1,750. Then today Plus, that's $1,000.
Yeah.
Hey, it's
is the deal real?
The deal is definitely real. But hey, questions is, hey, does somebody want to work? Okay, you take somebody, like I said in the training, you take somebody that is going to work 10 hours a week. Take that next person that's putting in 50 hours a week. Who do you think is going to be more successful?
That's right.
Going to get out of it what you put into it, there. But if somebody's really to want to take their life to the next level, then we're going to support them, to do that. But thank you for inviting me today to do this training. I enjoy putting everything together. Hopefully, people are going to be able to take some tools that I covered today to be able to implement that into their life, into their business. There, they need additional information. They're more than welcome to contact me, and I'll try to help them the best I can. Okay?
Yeah, and you can contact Gary. I think it's over at GaryGreene1.com. That's GARY.
GaryGreene1.com, right. So GaryGreene1.com with the E on then the green, or they can contact me at 281-870-2644. Okay.
And Gary has been so kind and gracious enough with his time. He's actually signed up and has agreed to be one of our TW3radio.com personalities. His show will be aired every Thursday at 9 p.m., I believe it is. Is that what we said?
That is correct.
Yeah, Thursdays at 9 p.m. He's got the old Cheers slot on NBC.
Oh my God.
That's must listen radio.
The name of the show, Business Tools with Gary Greene.
Business Tools with Gary Greene.
Pick out a tool that somebody can use in business each time, and then just kind of wrap it around there. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the radio show. Start, adding some more content there, man. looking forward to it. Looks like a lot of fun. Looks like I'm going to enjoy doing it too. So.
I think you're going to be great and going to be able to help a lot of people. And I can't say this enough. If you'd like to sit down and talk with Gary, meet with Gary, and sort of see him work, it's always fun to be at the conference. And watch Gary's groupies, as we call them. Just follow him around to the bar, follow him around to the different breakout rooms, and just he came in, I think, that first time, and he said, "I'll be right back. I gotta go." He was taking a call to go close the and he said, "He really does sell that much, doesn't he?" I told you. I mean, the man is just always on the phone, closing deals, making it happen. So
I'm part of those. I had people in the hotel room, man. They wanted to hear what I was telling, what I'm saying. They wanted to hear what I had to say, right?
Yeah, he had them up there knocking on. Hey, let's in.
Knocking on the door. And I come in. I almost started charging like an admission fee. I was like, hold on.
It was great. It was great. What was you gonna say, Reagan?
Oh, I was just saying, I'm part of the groupies. You're gonna see me falling like, no, seriously. How are you selling this much? You explain it to me.
Slow down and say that one more time. Say it for the ones in the back.
And then at the conference, man, it's so much fun because you get to meet everybody in person. You know, hey, right now you're on video or you're on the phone and stuff. But hey, when you meet somebody in person, man, it adds a whole nother layer to it. And then you make it to the conference, and then we have the mixer get together.
Yeah.
Then you want to be friends with Reagan because he's in charge of the tickets for the drinks. Okay. So then you're making progress. Okay.
That's right. Know the man that's in charge of the drinks. That's right. No, honestly, guys, you got to be at the conference, and you go to TerryWilson3.com right there on the front of the page and get your tickets while they're still available. But Gary can tell you, and other people can tell you that's been there. And I don't say it just because it's our conference. I just say it because it's people like Gary, it's people like Chris, it's people like Lori. They are the ones who are making it such a great conference and great time. And Gary, you had a client come up. It was Chris. It says this type of group is not normal. I mean, to have
right. Oh yeah, Chris came over. He said, "Hey man, there's just like a really good group of people that are here. I'm really impressed." So I was just taking it in stride, right? Okay. He told me like 2 other times, "Hey, no, this is a really good group." And then I started thinking about it. I was like, I take it for granted because I already know you, Terry. I mean, I know the business. I mean, you care about the name, and it's legitimate, square training products. We back up what we tell people 110%. So, he was seeing it for the first time. But then I was like, you know what? Yeah, he's right. It is a really good core group of people that are associated here within the platform, that's unusual. Okay. You don't find that like in an online business, all the time. I'd say most of the time you're not, a smaller percentage of the time that you would, see those type of quality people associated with something that's online, there.
Listen, we've had a who's list come and join us in our mastermind groups. And they would report back to me, "Terry, your elites and the people in that mastermind group are just top quality people." And our group's reputation is starting to grow outside of even the ecosystem of TW3 because they know what it's like to be in online groups and stuff like that. And we just got something special here. And I don't say it because it's got my name on it. It might have something to do with me. I don't know, but I'm very fortunate and very honored and just pinch myself that the good Lord saw to send me and get me affiliated with people like Gary and people like all these other folks. It's just humbling.
Well, you continuously bring it, Terry. I've seen it firsthand over the years. It's not something you just worked on like in the beginning, put some stuff out, that you continuously move the ball ahead on a continuous basis. So people are seeing that in the mastermind membership. Hey, then I had an elite member of mine make the comment recently, said, "Hey, I signed up for Tony Robbins and went to that course. Terry, your mastermind, hey, it's better." That's a strong comment. I was like, wow.
I heard him say that, and I just I didn't even know what to say about that.
I was like, man, that's just a big compliment.
Yeah, it is. Well, it's a good group of people, guys, and I'm telling you, if you want, I can't stress enough, be at that conference. It's coming up in September. What is it? September
7th through 9th.
7th through the 9th in Greenville, South Carolina. The airport is, the abbreviation, if you want to Google it, is GSP. It stands for Greenville Spartanburg. Southwestern, Delta, and I think American flies through there. It's pretty affordable to get in, but you're going to see a group of people, and we've got an all-star lineup that's coming to teach and train. And Gary is teaching and training there. He's going to have some of his magic sauce that he's bringing to show you even more. But beyond seeing him on tonight, you're going to be able to sit down with him and talk to him afterwards, which is worth more than the tickets and the cost to get there. Guys, thanks for coming out tonight. Gary, thank you for being on. We will catch you guys on the flip side. We will see you later.
Thank you for listening to our show today at TerryWilson3.com.
Get a free sample copy of the book You Are Worth More by going to TerryWilson3.com now.
If you would like more information on how we can take your money, your business, and your life to the next level, then please visit us online at TerryWilson3.com.